Eleanor Hayes had always believed that love was something like a quiet song, one that played softly in the background, unnoticed unless someone paused long enough to listen. She wasn't the kind of girl who drew attention. She didn't have a loud voice or a confident stride. She preferred quiet corners, second-hand books, and the small art studio behind her school where paint always stained her fingertips. Her world was gentle, calm, and tucked away. But then there was Andrew Bennett. Andrew wasn't loud either, but he carried a kind of brightness that made people lean toward him. He was kind, polite, and somehow glowing in a way Eleanor could never explain, like sunlight filtered through trees. Everyone liked him. Everyone noticed him. Except him. He never noticed her. Not in the hallways. Not in class. Not even in the studio they both shared, him for photography, her for painting. They existed in the same space, yet oceans apart. Eleanor admired him quietly, not with the desperation of someone seeking love, but with the tender awareness of someone who simply appreciated the beauty of another soul. She watched how he listened when people spoke to him, how he laughed softly instead of loudly, how he held the camera like it was something precious, capturing the world as if every moment was art. And that was enough for her. Until it wasn't. One afternoon, Eleanor sat in the studio alone, working on a canvas. It was a portrait, not of Andrew directly, but of a silhouette that felt undeniably inspired by him. A boy standing by a window, sunlight in his hair, the world outside blurred except for him. She painted the quiet admiration she couldn't say. But while she was lost in the strokes, she didn't notice someone step inside. Andrew. He had come to retrieve a forgotten notebook. He froze when he saw the painting. Eleanor froze too, her heart pounding so loudly she swore it echoed against the studio walls. "That's beautiful," he said softly. She swallowed. "Thank you." He stepped closer. The light on his hair. The way he's looking outside. It feels like he's waiting for something. Or maybe someone. Eleanor's breath trembled. Maybe he is. Andrew didn't question her further. He smiled, that gentle smile that made the world a little kinder, and left. But that one moment changed everything. Because now he knew she existed. The next day he sat beside her in class. She didn't know where to look or how to breathe, or whether she might vanish from sheer panic. "Your art," he whispered during a break. "It's full of feeling. Like you paint with something deeper than just memory." Eleanor didn't know how to respond, so she nodded. That became their rhythm. Quiet conversations, shared glances, small smiles. Little moments that seemed like nothing to everyone else but felt monumental to her. Yet she didn't allow herself to hope. Hope was dangerous. Hope meant wanting. And wanting was more frightening than silence. Weeks passed. Then came the day that changed everything. Their class was assigned a group project to create something that combined photography and painting. Partners were chosen at random, and fate, or whatever mysterious thread tied their lives, placed Eleanor and Andrew together. She thought she might faint. Andrew, however, looked delighted. They spent the following days brainstorming. Eleanor suggested a concept: shadows and light, how people carry pieces of both inside them. Andrew loved it instantly. They worked side by side, long evenings in the art studio, surrounded by paint, photographs, and the quiet hum of their growing closeness. For Eleanor, those evenings felt like stolen time. Time she was afraid to believe in. But one night, as Andrew studied one of her sketches, his voice softened. "Eleanor, do you ever feel like you're always watching life from the outside?" Her heart stopped. She looked at him. Really looked. His eyes weren't glowing now. They were tired. Lonely. She nodded slowly. "Always." He breathed out, almost relieved. "Me too." In that moment, for the first time, she realized he wasn't perfect. He wasn't untouchable. He was human. He had cracks too. And she wasn't invisible. The completed project was beautiful photographs layered with paint, capturing the quiet ache of longing and the gentle hope of connection. Their teacher called it soul work. But it was when they displayed it at the school art showcase that Andrew finally understood. One of the photos was of Eleanor, her face turned away, light touching only part of her expression. A portrait of someone who loved in silence. Andrew's breath caught. "Eleanor," he whispered, understanding dawning. She felt her heart unravel. "Please don't ask," she whispered. I don't want to make this harder. But Andrew shook his head. No. I didn't know. I didn't see. And I'm sorry. She tried to smile. You were never supposed to. He stepped closer. Close enough that she could feel the warmth of him. But I see you now, he said. Those 4 words broke her. Not with pain. With release. Because it wasn't about being chosen. It wasn't about being loved back. It was about finally being seen. Eleanor had spent so long believing love only existed in silence. But now it lived in shared breath, shared art, shared understanding. Andrew didn't kiss her. He didn't make promises. He simply took her hand, gently, reverently, as if he had always been waiting to. And that was real. That was enough.